Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. In today's episode, we're gonna build some suspension pickup point jigs. So this is a thing that we're gonna build to transfer the exact location and measurements of the M5 chassis suspension pickup points and then be able to transfer them over directly onto our tube frame chassis. Stay tuned. Before I get started, I want to take a second out to thank our sponsor. This episode is proudly sponsored by Honey. Honey is a browser extension that automatically finds the best coupons on the web, so you always get the best prices for everything you buy online. Honey is super easy to install. You just go to joinhoney.com/build. From there, it's just 2 clicks and you'll have the browser extension installed and you're off to the races. While you're out shopping and browsing around, Honey's working silently in the background, scanning and testing every coupon code on the internet. When you're on a checkout page that has a coupon code field, Honey will automatically try all known coupon codes for that store. When Honey finds one that works, they'll automatically apply the one that will save you the most money on your entire purchase. Another reason to install Honey is for the exclusive offers. You never know what you're gonna find. For example, if you head to Auto Parts Warehouse right now, you can get 12% off your order. There's really no reason not to add Honey to your browser today. It's free, it's easy, it's just 2 clicks to install, and it will save you money. I installed it a while back, and just by buying the things that I buy here for the show, I have saved so much money, it's incredible. Get Honey today by clicking the link in the description or go to joinhoney.com/build. Thanks so much to Honey for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get down to some less fortunate news. So you guys remember yesterday when we built these here frame rails, and then I even had the episode title, Building the Frame Rails, Was That Too Easy? Well, yeah, the answer is yeah, that was too easy. These frame rails are out of their mind. Here's why. So you have the little whoopty section right there, and that goes over the rear suspension. Then you have this front section, and that goes through the front support. And then you have this mid section. Well, yeah, that's the section that just goes straight through the middle of the car, hanging out right where I need to sit. That's not gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking, but to my defense, here's what I was thinking. I was following the design of this craziness. So if you look at this design, there's a rear suspension thing. It's like, okay, so we made ours a little bit lower. And I was like, yeah, that's no big deal. We'll just shoot some things down here. And then, oh yeah, these are supposed to be the lower frame rails that the body essentially kind of sits on top of. But then with this situation here, you're never gonna be able to mount an engine. The engine would be dragging on the ground. So yeah, that's my defense. We can't exactly follow this anymore. Now here's why it's not such bad news. These 2 rails, having the midsections not dive down, helps us keep the front section of the frame rail and the rear section of the frame rail exactly parallel to each other. What we need. We need that to be 1.5 inches higher than that and parallel. And we have that right now. So the way that I'm gonna do this, the reason that this is like no work lost, all the things that we did here are really important. I'm just gonna be treating this middle section temporary, because it is temporary. It needs to go down further and then bottom out, and then it's gonna need to come back up. But they need to stay exactly where they are right now. So this is actually like, although I did it wrong, like trust me, I understand that I did it wrong. This is gonna be okay and a good way to work. And until we have the body placement in relation to the rear suspension, so once we have the rear suspension built, the rear suspension pickup and mounting points built, and then we actually install the rear subframe onto our tube frame chassis, and then we get the body set on here, that's when I'll go ahead and cut the midsection out of this and lower it down. Because we can't get the body on here in the right spot until we have the rear suspension, so we know that the rear wheels land under the rear wheel arches. And then once we do that, then we know where our firewall is, and then we know where our cabin is, and that's how we know where we're gonna sit and all that good stuff. So until then, we have a really convenient way of keeping everything parallel to each other, and we can actually use the midsection as some pickup points for welds and stuff like that. So I messed up, but it's not that big of a mess up. So earlier today I headed down to the metal supply store and I bought a bunch of extra metal to build some jigs with. And what is a jig? It's just kind of a fancy name for a 3D template. Actually, it's not really a fancy name because no 3-letter name is fancy ever. Doesn't even sound fancy at all. I guess if you used, okay, anyways. So what we're gonna use it for is to build a 3D template of our suspension hookup points. So in the front, that's 2 points that are like right there and right there on both sides. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna open up the garage door, I'm gonna slide under here, I'm gonna do a lot of really hot, really fun, really sparky upside down welding. And what I'm gonna be doing is basically building a structure that represents the pickup points to each other and everything like that. And then you build it, you weld it around here and stuff like that, and then you take it off, and then we'll take it over to here, and then we'll know exactly where our suspension pickup points are over there. It's a pretty cool method. In the front, it's gonna be really simple. In the rear, it's gonna be really difficult. And there's a gas tank back there that we don't wanna hit. So, you know, there's some fun stuff to do over there. Oh, I don't want to forget. You guys remember when I was shopping at Auto Parts Warehouse earlier? I really did want that Datsun Weatherstripping Kit, and they were kind enough to just hook me up and send it out here for me. So huge thanks to them. I'll put a link in the description. Check them out next time you're browsing for auto parts. This is a full weatherstripping kit for the Datsun 240Z, so I will know for sure that the car won't be leaking when we get done building it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's time to build a jig. I'm gonna go ahead and open up that garage door and get set up down here and start my favorite thing, which is upside down welding. And I'll give you guys a status update when we're about midway through it. Okay, well, I struggled for a long time just punching some large holes in some steel, but I finally got it, and now I was able to get the 2 front frame rails welded up with the templates on those. So basically this is just real simple. We're marking out 2 holes. One right there with a bolt that goes through, and then over here is this post that comes down. Now this snugs all the way right up like that, and this post comes down and it sinks into the front subframe, and a bolt comes in through here. So this needs to be represented, and that's why I had to get a pretty large hole to go through there. One of the things though is this can't like hang slack. That's too much play. So what I need to do is build a spacer here and actually get the bolt in here. Once I do that, once I build those spacers and get the bolts in there, we can go ahead and connect this piece to this piece in 2 spots. I don't think I'm gonna do any triangulation stuff because we probably don't need to. And then from there, we're gonna build down and out and come out into the wheel well. So that'll be right about here after I take this plastic guarding off. And then we're going up to represent where the top of the strut tower lands. That way when we pull this thing out, we'll know exactly where our strut towers need to be and where our 4 mounting points are. It's so cool owning the shop now. Like, I got my cars in here, I'm working half outside, half inside. I got my cars out here, and no one can say a single thing. I just get to play music and work as late as I want. Feels great. To make sure we bolted that plate flat down there, I cut a 2-inch spacer, and it happened to, that round square tube actually, round square tube? The square tube happened to fit over that post. So then square tube goes over that, bolt goes through there, and press that up there nice and flat. And then we welded our cross members in across there. So then the next thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna jump underneath here, and I'm gonna build off of that point right here, coming out, and then we're gonna come up to the strut tower. That way we can map out exactly where the strut tower naturally wants to land. Metal discs were an insanely hard thing to cut out, but I finally got them. I really wanted to use my jigsaw, but that thing just makes the metal just flap up and down like crazy, so it didn't work. So we got those 2 things. Those go inside the strut tower. Then we got our 22 inches and our 13 inches. It's going to extend and go up to it. Let's head over to the jig and weld them in. Okay, we got one side done, so you can see that the bar shoots out from the lower part of what we did on the inside of the frame rail, comes out, then goes straight up and goes to that disc that represents the top of the strut tower, and then that disc is you know, bolted on. Now those bolt holes are not to map out the bolt holes for like the future installation. That's just really to hold it in there while I got it welded up, because I wanted it to be nice and tight and flush up against the top of that. So I got it done on one side. Now it's time to do the same thing on the other side. Well, good news, bad news. Good news, we finished welding everything up and we mirrored the other side and it went flawlessly, nothing caught on fire. Bad news is I'm pretty sure I lost that whole clip because the camera is having that problem that I was talking about a while ago where it just shuts off when you touch it. Yeah, that's been happening a lot. So definitely time to get a new camera. We're gonna see some changes over the next few days here. So now that that's all done, let's go ahead and unbolt it from the M5 chassis. We'll go ahead and set up our chassis rails on the cinder blocks over there, and then we'll test, like we'll mock fit it onto our new chassis rails. Yeah, I think the frame rails are going to need to come down a little bit, or follow me here, single seater, huh? Just drive it like this. Hey girl, make left, right-hand drive. If it's in the center, I can shift righty or lefty. So this is with the two frame rails 31 inches apart, which is the measurement that I made from the BMW. One interesting thing that I noticed is if you look right here and right here, both of these are slightly, but matchingly, going inwards, going in towards the center, which is really interesting. So I don't know if I need to go back and measure that BMW frame rail a little bit more and see if potentially it opens up, if it gets wider as it gets to the front. I don't know. Now the strut towers, they look really narrow right now, but that's not really how they're gonna go. It's because that we didn't go out to the like point where they would start to come in at. But this is awesome. This is good. This is the type of stuff we need to be doing. Now, I was going to go ahead and do the rear in this episode, but due to my camera dying and that taking a lot of time, and I ran out of materials. That's the only piece of square rod I have left, and I ran out of cutting blades too for the cutoff wheel. So I think that's where we're going to have to call it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this late night installment of B is for Build. I bet you guys didn't notice, but it is 3 a.m. My inner clock is way off. That's why I can't go buy more parts or anything right now. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks to Honey for sponsoring this episode. Guys, go to joinhoney.com/build to pick it up today. No BS, guys. Well, I shouldn't fall over in the middle of this. No BS, guys. Like, it is totally worth it. Just trust me, you should get it. It will save you money. I 100% stand behind it. Other than that, we're taking this weekend off. I'm going to go hang out with family, so no episode Saturday or Sunday. We'll be back on Monday kicking ass on this thing. The rear is all going to be ready. Like the rear, I promise you, is all going to be ready to be bolted up. So that's what we're going to do then. If you like B is for Build and you want to help out and support other ways than just installing a browser extension, a free browser extension, it's 2 clicks, you know. But if you want to do other ways, head over to bsforbuild.com where we have these bad boys, these shirts. They're in stock right now. And if you want to find us in more places and you want to stay more in touch and in tune with the channel, head over to B is for Build on Instagram. That's it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. I'll see you on Monday. Peace!